So walk me through what it's like to work with you, because I'm very curious. Because everyone's kind of different when it comes to coach. I can't tell you how many coaches I've talked to at this point,
Yeah.
and I'm curious as to how it works. How are you? I don't know if diagnose is the right way of putting it, but how do you diagnose the issues that the firm owner is confronting? Do they just present that to you at the front? How does that work? How does it work to work with you?
Yeah. So there are multiple conversations before we agree that we're going to work together. Have Choosing a coach is kind of like choosing a lawyer. It's one of the most important relationships you'll have. And so there are multiple conversations. I will tell you that the thing that they think it is never the thing that it actually is, right? I'll give you an example. I'm working with a lawyer right now. She's fantastic. And she came to me because she was having issues with her team. And of course, the issues are not with the team, they're with her. Uh, so she came to me for this thing, and we've been working together. It's almost a year now, right? The commitment is a year. If you're not in for a year, then I'm not for you. Because the work that we do, to quote another client, is some of the hardest work that you'll ever do in your life. Um, and so through that process, right, I use a diagnostic tool on the front end. It's called the Energy Leadership Index. And what it does is it kind of quantifies how your attitudes, perceptions, and beliefs affect how you operate in the world, whether they cause you stress, whether they cause you to be a big thinker. So that's the first thing that we do to create a common language that we use all the time. I used it on a call before I came here today. What level? Well, I think it's level 5, which is a win-win level. Then my client was verbally processing, and they're like, no, it's not. It's level 3, which is coping. And I call it the Saving Private Ryan on the beach, right? I'm going to get to the goal. I don't care about the bullets flying. None of that's going to bother me. I'm going to get to where I need to
Is
get
this
to.
a scale of 1 to 5?
1 to 7.
1 to 7. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1 to 7. There are 7 levels of energy, 7 being the highest, the visionary, that place of no stress. 1 is victimhood, where we don't move forward. I'm a victim, so I'm stuck. I just don't move. The way I describe it to my clients, because energy feels maybe a bit woo-woo to folks, especially lawyers. The way I describe it is, just think of transition lenses. When you're out in the sun, they get really dark. Science tells us that when we're blindfolded, we put a human being blindfolded in the middle of a field, they will walk around in a circle. That's what happens. So when you're under immense stress, your lenses are very dark. You don't move. You can't see anything but the choice in front of you, which is oftentimes not the best choice. All the way up to level 7, where your glasses are crystal clear. Think of a space mirror. We've seen people in the booties and the hoods and all that stuff because there can't be any imperfections. That's level 7. That's how to step back and view the world in a different way.
What percentage of the population would you say is at level 1?
It's not a pure level 1, but I think there's 2 different ways to look at it. In our normal everyday, I think the population as a whole has quite a bit of that energy in them. I think lawyers are not necessarily in that space. They're more at a 2, which is frustrated because things are not going their way, or the world isn't ordered the way they want it to be ordered, or that the level 3, that Saving Private Ryan. But when we're under stress, those levels 1 and 2, that catabolic space, is fight, flight, or freeze. It's natural. It's necessary. It's kept us alive over the course of human existence. The problem is that our biology hasn't evolved. And when we're under stress, our biology believes that a tiger is going to catch us and kill us. And we don't make good decisions in that space.
It's interesting, and I don't know what level this is, but I see a lot of people, whether it's a client or other attorneys, where it's not that they can't get out of their own way, is that they get in their own way by trying to control the situation too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like clients, great example, where like they want to make every decision on a case, but then the decision that they make is is actually detrimental to their case, but they don't. Sometimes it's hard to get that through to them. I'd like to say that we're good at it, but sometimes you can't just
Hmm.
get through to everybody, right? And
Hmm.
so, what level would that be? Where does that fit in?
That fits in, um, well, for the lawyer, it fits in, it's what I call a dysfunctional level 4, which level 4 is the level of service. Most lawyers are predominantly level 4. That's the longest bar on their 1 through 7 chart in their normal everyday life. And I think it fits in that space because they want their client to have a voice. But it doesn't serve the lawyer, it doesn't serve the case. And so for the lawyer, I think it's level 4. For the client, I think it's level 3. And level 3 is that it's a gateway between that catabolic space, that stress space, and the more thinking space, the more visionary space. And when we're in there and things don't go our way, it's very easy to tip and get frustrated. Very easy to tip over. And so I think for the client, it's level 3. I think for the lawyer, it's a lot of level 4, but it's, again, a dysfunctional level 4 because it doesn't include the lawyer themselves.
Mm-hmm. How do you get them from a 4 to a 7? So I know that's probably a lot to bite off.
Like everything else, one step at a time, right? The first thing is to understand that service. And, my whole adult life, before I went to law school, I was in healthcare. My whole adult life has been in service of others. That's my number one core value is service. It has been, it always will be. The thing that we have to remember is service includes ourselves. It has to include you, right? I just saw an article this morning on Substack about how, love or care starts with ourselves. We have to appreciate ourselves before we can appreciate anybody else, really. It's, I flew here, and anybody who's been on an airplane knows that the announcement is put your mask on before you put somebody else's on. There's a reason that they do that, because you can't help somebody else until you are set. And so it's recognizing that that level 4 includes yourself. It must.